Hey guys, welcome to Daily Love with Mill Hollow. I'm your host, Mill himself, and today we are going to be talking about sharing your love. Sharing love around the world and just in general is probably one of the best decisions you can make. I mean, you will, as a human being, have a lot to offer the world, and I feel like depending on what mood you are in, it may be harder to be kind to other people, which sometimes that can be a problem. Sometimes people are really nice and they understand why. But what you should work on is being nice to people regardless of how you feel, regardless of what is wrong. And this is something I have to work on as well. Just love people. And I don't mean like a passionate or like a love isn't like romantical, nothing like that. Just love people because they are what keeps the world going. Whether you may notice it or not, if you're a teenager, your parents keep a roof over your head. They stop you from going into the streets. They protect you. They make every decision they make for you. Now, mind you, I don't know every situation. Sometimes that may not be the case because some people are on the streets because of this. But I know for a fact my parents, in particular, love me. And I love them too. My parents are very nice. They've always been supportive. And maybe I don't give them enough credit. And for that, I'm sorry. Sometimes it just sometimes it just doesn't work out, and I don't always think before I do things, and that's part of the mistake. Just make sure that you are able to respect people, because without them, things would not be working. Nothing would be happening. We need people to live. I mean, you may say you don't like people. Like, let's say you're like, how about this? Let's say that you're an introvert and you don't like hanging out with people. That is perfectly understandable. But because of this, I feel like there also needs to be that one friend that you have. I've mentioned this in the other versions of this podcast, like the other episodes. Just having that one friend there to help you out can stop you from feeling lonely. Because when you don't give love to others, you lose those friends. You lose those chances at making friends. Always respect people. If they haven't disrespected you, always respect them. And if you're brave enough and you're tough enough to actually face down people, tell others that you love them when they are not respecting you. That makes you the bigger, better person than them. Alright, I'm just gonna quickly grab my water because my throat is extremely dry. Hold on. Alright, I'm back. Hold on. Now, I don't take everything I say too seriously because I am still just a 17-year-old boy trying to figure out where the hell he is in life. I still haven't even gotten a job. And I need to get a job. I do. It's something I've been looking into for a while. I mean, I haven't looked too hard. I probably should look into it a bit harder to see about making a resume that works. But overall, I'd say I've tried. And sometimes it's hard to make those efforts to get things accomplished. I know that sometimes I don't always make the strongest effort in school. And that's probably because I don't personally want to go to college. I think that people who want to get decent jobs should, because you'll make decent money. to accomplish what you want to accomplish in life. And just thinking about that could be overwhelming to you, but you need to not go into the situation with a negative attitude, because you will never accomplish anything with a negative attitude. But I will say that how I've gotten where I am is through a positive attitude, taking others' mishaps and not always making them bad, just learning from them in the future and moving forward in a positive way. That can often make things a lot easier in those kind of situations, because I personally, I think that with those kind of situations, it can be helpful to have a positive outlook on something. Now, not always does it work out. Like, some people may not be as accepting and be like, "Oh, well, you still suck. You're not good at this." Like, some people are like that. Some people won't listen, and that's okay. That is their opinion. That's their prerogative. That's whatever they want. Don't feed into that. Just focus on you. If you can't help somebody else, it's their loss. Don't let it get to you, because that is going to make things way worse for you. But overall, I'd say, like, with that whole positive attitude and moving forward in life, like, I had a very negative attitude about moving out of the house, because I don't actually know what I want to do at that point. I honestly am still scared to this day of what's going to happen, because I don't know how to pay taxes. I don't know a lot of those things, and I probably never will fully understand it. What am I saying? What am I saying? That is exactly what you're not supposed to do. That is not. That is exactly what you're not supposed to do. Positive attitude. Do not go into a situation thinking the worst. Do not judge a situation before it has been analyzed properly. Do not go into something or say something without thinking first. Always go into a situation thinking first before you speak, because things will go absolutely horribly if you do not think about it first. I know I've had this happen to me before. That is exactly what happened to me at the start of the year. I had a breakup, all because I made a mistake that ultimately led to the end of the relationship. It is too late now. I can't fix anything about it at this point, but I can fix things moving forward in the future. So let's say, okay, how about this? If you went through a breakup and you made a mistake or something, or maybe let's say you cheated on somebody, that is probably the worst case scenario. I mean, I don't know about you. You could have done way worse things, but I'm going to say that that would be the worst case scenario for me. You cheated on someone and they broke up with you. That is fair. Honestly, if you didn't love them in the first place, it wouldn't affect you that much. But if you did, let's say, really care about them and you felt bad, and when you did, you realized, oh, that was a huge mistake. I don't love that person. I love this person. Or something like that. You could be like, you know what? I messed up. Can you give me a second chance? And only do this when you are ready to give love, when you are in the right headspace, when you are ready to make change and move forward in a positive outlook on the situation. When you are ready, you must fix yourself before you move forward. That is a big part of moving on. Fix your problems, then get back into the relationship. Don't just let them pretend to be gone, and then next time that they come up, you won't be ready. You need to make it fixed. You have to make the problem go away before you go back into a relationship. Always remember that. So, as well with that, I wanted to mention that there is different options available for people who, let's say, like, you have a home, you have money. College is always an option. You don't have to take it, but you should think about it. I don't want to do it personally. I've thought about it a lot, but don't just make the decision without worrying about it. That's a big example of not thinking before you make a decision. You always think about the decision before you make it. Anyways, that is this episode of Daily Love with Mill Hollow, and I will see you guys